Hello everyone and welcome to CHA's annual Upper School Play, And a Child Shall Lead. We ask that you please refrain from using flash photography, and if you have to exit at any time, please use the side doors. We now ask that you please silence your cell phones or put them on airplane mode. Enjoy the show.
Home free, you can't catch me.
Oh, I'll get you next time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hey, Pavel, come play hide and seek. Music won't keep up your strength.
Couldn't you at least play a happier song?
Pavel.
Where are you going? We're in the middle of a game and you're it.
All right. No one else is going to get past me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, Miroslav!
Hey!
Quick, Yana.
Home free, can't catch me! Home free!
You can't catch anyone.
There's still Eva.
Whoops, I'm away from home base.
You better watch it.
No, you'd better watch it. You're it again!
You're it.
No, you're it.
But that's not fair.
You were off base.
But the game was over.
No, it wasn't.
But
He didn't start counting again. Elena's right. Ready?
I don't want to be it.
Those are the rules.
Eva, I'm hungry. We're going to play again. But I'm hungry.
Start counting.
All right. But it's not fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
A train!
Empty or full?
I can't see from here. It must be full. There weren't any transport notices. More people? There's not enough room now. Or food.
I'm going to see what's going on.
We're in the middle of a game. You can't get out of playing. You're it. You're it.
I don't care.
We're not allowed near the trains.
Let me go.
You could get shot.
Don't worry. I know how to hide.
Okay, you hide and I'll be it.
That's not what I meant.
Eric! Emma, don't go!
Okay, I'm it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You better hide.
I've got a good spot. Come
6,
on, Yana, you hide
7,
with me.
8, 9, 10.
The last butterfly, the very last, so richly, brightly, dazzlingly yellow. Such a yellow as if the sun dripped tears upon a white, white stone. The last butterfly, the very last, was carried lightly way up high. It went away, I'm sure, because it wanted to kiss the world goodbye. For 7 weeks I have lived here, penned up inside this ghetto. The dandelions call to me, and the white chestnut tree flowers in the court. But I never saw another butterfly. That one was the last. Butterflies don't live here, in the ghetto. I've lived here in the ghetto for more than a year. In Terezin, in the Black Town. And when I remember my dear old home, I find I love it more than I did. I want to go back home again. Home. It makes me think of sweet spring flowers. Before, when I lived there, it never seemed so warm and safe. But now, I look around and I see at once I'm in a ghetto, a place of evil and of fear. There's little to eat and much to want. And bit by bit, it's a horror just to live. But no one must give up. The world turns and times change. Yana, where are you?
Over here.
Stay where I can see you.
I'm hungry.
I know. We all hope the day will come when we'll go back home again. Now I know how dear it is, and often I remember it. Eva Hiladova, 14, Berk L 310.
Yana Helarova, 6, Barrack L 310.
Miroslav Weiss, 15, Barrack L 318.
Shloma Barnowski, 7, Barrack L 310. Sylvie Barnowski, 7, Barrack L 310.
Pavel Hoffman, 14, Barrack L 318.
Kitty Goldstein, 13, Barrack L 310.
Elena Ledorova, 11, Barrack L 310.
Terezin, Czechoslovakia, 1942.
Eric Koshek, 10, Barrack L 318.
Are you all right?
Sure, I told you I wouldn't get caught.
What did you see?
It's a small transport, about 10 cars, but a lot more kids.
Gabriela Vinterova, 12, 83 Stoletna Street, Prague.
Edita Koretz, 12, 235 Lundinsky Street, Prague.
Martin Lowy, 10, 317 Mazel Street, Prague.
Not anymore.
What do you mean?
He means now you live in Terezin.
Yes, but
Life here's gonna be a little different.
where is my room?
Your room?
You don't get a room.
You sleep over there with everybody else.
When you can sleep.
Nighttime can be scary. You hear people crying and screaming.
And guards shouting.
There must be some mistake.
There's no mistake.
You don't understand. I want to speak to someone in charge. I'm Martin Lowy. I didn't do anything wrong. They came to our house. They chased away the servants. They made us get in a line. I got separated from my parents. I tried to tell them, but no one would listen. I was pushed in a boxcar with all these people I didn't even know. They closed the doors. The train started moving, and when it stopped, we were here. It's a mistake. I'm Martin Lowy. My father is Vaclav Lowy. My mother is Itella. I have a little brother, Josef. And I live at 317 Mazel Street in Prague.
We all used to live somewhere else.
But I don't belong here. And I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since they took us away from our house.
Aww, he's hungry.
Eric.
We get in line at 7 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m. for some warm water with either a salty or coffee taste and a crust of bread.
Sometimes they give us moldy potatoes.
When we're lucky.
My mother is a wonderful cook, and she used to sing in the opera. That's where she met my father. He was a musician there, and ouch! Something bit me.
Bugs. You'll get used to them.
Where is the adult in charge?
Who?
He wants to see Colonel Rom.
No, you don't.
Where are the parents?
Some are in the camp.
Not ours.
No, not ours. Some get sent to other places.
I want to go home.
So do we all.
I don't know where they took my mother and father.
The guards have gone to process the new prisoners. I'm going to try to get Mrs. Kafkova.
Be careful.
Bring everyone to the storeroom behind C-17.
Don't leave anything lying around.
Unless you want it to disappear.
You'll get used to it.
You just have to remember the rules.
Which change every day. Miroslav went to get Mrs. Kafkova. We're going to try to have school.
School?
It's secret. They don't want us to learn anything here.
So we have to be careful. Like hide and seek.
Why do you go to school if you don't have to?
Just hurry up. Follow me.
Did she tell you that it's against the rules? That you could get shot?
Pavel.
She has a right to know the truth.
You'll be safe.
But you have to watch out for the guards.
Thanks.
Keep an eye out for scraps of paper, old office forms, anything you can write on. Or with.
Just don't let the guards see you pick them up.
You came.
Yeah?
You have to be very careful all the time.
You're off school every day?
No. Sometimes it's too dangerous.
Where's Mrs. Kavkova?
She won't be coming anymore.
You mean she's dead?
Yes.
How?
Shot.
For what?
Does it matter?
I want to know.
No one would tell me.
No more school.
Eric!
She was my friend.
I saw a man shot. He wouldn't get on the train. Although for a second, it looked as if he was flying. I wonder if it feels like you're flying.
Did they find out about the school?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Were you followed?
No.
Are you sure?
They'd have come in by now.
You've put us all in danger.
What are we going to do now?
We are going to stop breaking the rules. We are going to stop this stupid school. We are going to stop giving them reasons to kill us.
They don't need reasons. Mrs. Kavkova isn't dead because of the school. The school was what kept her going. And we are going to continue it.
What?
How? Who's going to be the teacher?
I've got her books. We can teach each other.
You're crazy.
The school will continue. In her memory. We'll meet in the barracks from now on. It'll draw less attention.
So we won't even be safe there.
We'll be careful. Someone will always be watching. Later, we can go through the books and see who can teach what. Today, I'll start with a history lesson.
No. Today should be for poetry.
Poetry. We don't have time.
Mrs. Kafkova loved poetry.
She even helped me and Eric write a poem.
History, poetry. You'll get us all killed.
Pavel.
Don't worry. I won't give you away.
Maybe he's right.
We've got to keep our minds alive. Read the poetry. I'll stand guard.
We'll read our poem.
Okay.
The Little Mousey.
But quietly.
A little mousey sat upon a shelf, searching for a flea deep in his fur, but he couldn't catch it. Grr. It was hidden away inside his skin. The mousey turned and wriggled, knew no rest. That flea was such a nasty pest.
His mommy came and searched his coat. She caught the flea and off she ran to cook it in a frying pan. Then she called to the mousey,
Come and see, for lunch we've got a nice fat flea.
Are you writing a poem?
No, just drawing.
Would you like to show it to the others? Then who's next?
Can we do our poem again?
Please.
Let's give someone else a chance.
I wrote a poem.
Good.
The poor thing stands there vainly. Vainly she strains her voice. Perhaps she'll die. Then can you say how beautiful the world is today?
I don't like your poem.
Mine's called Birdsong. She doesn't know the world at all, who stays in her nest and doesn't go out. She doesn't know what birds know best, nor what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about. That the world is full of loveliness.
When dewdrops sparkle in the grass and earth's aflood with morning light.
A blackbird sings upon a bush to greet the dawning after night.
Then I know how wonderful it is to be alive. Go to the woods someday.
In silence, the dream reel unwinds its thread, and the heart, like a loom, slowly weaves it. The dreamer tried to reach for that thread, but fell, and never found her way back to hope.
Dear brother, It may seem strange that I'm writing to you, since I don't know where you are and couldn't mail this letter to you even if I did. But I will write to you anyway, and save the letters until we can see each other again. I am in Terezin, Berk L318. It's about 60 kilometers from Prague, and used to be some kind of fort, but not anymore. There are many grown-ups and many children. The older kids have to work in underground factories during the day, but we have a secret school where we study and write and draw pictures. I like the drawing the best. We aren't given any paper. Although yesterday, around dusk, I saw a soldier throwing out some forms. I hid for a long time until I was sure he was gone. It was very scary. But then I snuck over, reached into the trash barrel, grabbed the forms, shoved them under my shirt, and made it back to the barracks. The forms have German writing all over them. I don't know what it says, but the backs are blank. I wish I was back home in Prague with you and Mommy and Daddy. I don't like it here. The others only make fun of me. But at least I can draw. I drew a picture of our home, so I'll remember it. And I'm drawing a picture of me and Terezin so you'll remember me too. I'll see you soon. Love, Martin.
Since Mrs. Kafkova was murdered, we've realized that we can run the school ourselves. There must be other things that we can do also.
Eva,
Yes?
I miss Mommy and Daddy.
So do I.
He's gonna play.
Where did they go?
I don't know.
She's watching me again.
When will we all be together again?
I don't know.
When?
Someday.
When?
Soon.
When?
When I grow up, I'm going to be a Nazi. Then I'll be treated well.
Why did they take us away?
We've been through this.
Why?
Because that's the law.
Why?
Because we're Jewish.
Why?
Because we were born Jewish.
Why?
Enough, Yana!
Germans started making a film here today. Propaganda to show the outside world.
Yesterday, I heard a bird singing. Another spring.
The Führer presents the Jews with the city. Is it possible the world will believe their lies?
Eva,
Yes?
I love you.
And I love you.
Tell me a story.
Not now.
Please.
Martin, Eva, got an idea.
Stay here.
Well,
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
a little boy.
Whose story is it?
Yours.
Dear Diary, this morning I stood looking out at the countryside through the fortress walls. The blue of the river, the red, yellow, purple of spring wildflowers and butterflies.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The green of the mountains and small houses far in the distance.
She lived with her mother and father in a beautiful little house far away.
But closer, I saw a group of adult prisoners being marched away from the fortress walls. I don't know where.
They all loved each other very much.
Perhaps they didn't know where either. Some of them were crying. They all looked so thin and gray. Will I look like that soon too?
Sometimes the little girl would get into fights with her mother, but deep down they loved each other very much.
You already said that.
Shh! One day, the little girl and her mother got into a big fight. She said some terrible things and ran off. Later, when she came back home, her mother was gone.
Later, I heard gunshots in the distance. Maybe the guards were shooting rabbits?
And she never got to say that she was sorry. The end.
That story stinks.
It makes me sad to know that I can't go out into the fields to pick wildflowers. But I do believe that one day we will all be free.
Everybody, Martin, Eva, and I are going to do a skit.
But not too loud.
The scene is Berlin.
Speak up.
Office of the Commander-in-Chief Terezin.
He's terrible. Let me do it.
Eric.
No, it's okay. He'll do better.
The scene is Berlin. The office of the commander of concentration camp Terezin. Knock, knock, knock.
Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler!
What brings the minister of propaganda to our humble prison camp?
Word has it that the Jews in Terezin are not treated well.
Is it that the point?
Absolutely. But stories about their conditions are being published in foreign newspapers, and that must be stopped. Oh.
Yeah, it could mean a whole lot of trouble.
Precisely. Oh.
But what can we do? We can't give them more food or improve their living conditions. That's against our
anti-Semitic principles.
Exactly. Ow!
But we can't risk having the world believe these reports.
Leave it to the Jews and their friends to ruin all our fun.
Wait, I've got it.
He's got it.
He's got that.
I don't know.
We'll shoot a film.
A film?
Huh?
You know all about the film tricks, don't you? The magic of the cinema.
Errol Flynn, Clark Gable, Rin Tin Tin, woof woof.
We'll make a movie showing what wonderful lives our guests have here. And we'll send it to those wretched countries that are poking their noses into our business.
Wonderful.
Brilliant.
Lights.
Camera.
Action. Let's make our own film.
Yeah.
How about you be the cameraman?
No thanks.
It'll be fun.
I'll be the cameraman.
I'll be the Nazi guard.
We don't need guards.
Someone has to be in charge.
I could be a guard too.
There's only one.
Besides, you wouldn't be any good at it.
Cut it out.
Make me.
Enough. Everybody ready?
Action.
The Führer presents the Jews with a city. Terezin is a model community. Here, Jews are free to live in safety and comfort while maintaining normal, everyday lives. There is no shortage of jobs here. Work is plentiful, and everyone happily pitches in to do their share. Food is served family style in a large dining hall. And it certainly looks like people enjoy it. For healthy bodies, there is a constant program of athletic activity at Terezin with regular competitions.
On your mark, get set, don't run too far.
Cultural events take place often. The elderly can often be found relaxing in the park, just enjoying the day.
I wish those children would play more quietly.
Yes, they get on my nerves.
When I was young, children had better manners.
We certainly did. More tea?
Terezin has its own independent government, which works closely with a representative of the Reich, Colonel Rom, to ensure that the community runs smoothly. Colonel Rom makes a point of personally welcoming new Terezin residents, in this case, a group of Jewish orphans. Yes, Terezin is a wonderful, happy place to live, a place where Jews, thanks to the glorious Führer who has given them this city, are free to live in peace, away from the horrors of the war.
I wish that I could fly away to somewhere very far from here.
Where grown-ups laugh
and children play, and people do not kill each other. Maybe all of us, 10 million strong, will find that world before too long.
The Germans make their propaganda films and show them to the world. And the world chooses to believe their lies. No one is going to magically come to our rescue because no one knows what is really happening here. So it's up to us. Skits and games aren't enough. These are our lives. This is our future. We have to fight back in whatever ways we can.
I want to fight.
Stop it.
Not that kind of fighting. Some of us write poems. Some keep diaries.
And you could get shot for it.
Yes, but why?
Because it's against the rules.
Because there is power in the written word. What if we organized our writing into a newspaper? Document everything going on here, the bad and the good. Fight their lies with the truth.
Who would read it?
Us, the other prisoners. It could be an inspiration. And maybe one day, we'd find a way to get a copy to the outside world.
I wrote for my school's newspaper.
And I was editor of mine.
You were?
We can do this, Eva.
We don't have a printing press.
We can handwrite the copies.
We'd have to collect a lot of paper.
That can be your job.
Who put you in charge?
What?
You said they're our lives. So who put you in charge of them?
I'm not in charge of
Well,
anything.
you sure act like you are. And you're putting all of them in danger.
You'd rather sit around playing music and doing nothing?
Playing music is something. Holding on to a bit of art and beauty and humanity is something. Staying alive is something.
But is it enough?
It is for me. More than enough.
Not for me.
Me neither.
Let the grown-ups do the fighting. We're kids.
Anyone caught doing this will be killed.
Then we won't be caught.
I won't put the little ones at risk.
Then you and I can put out the first issue alone.
That's not fair.
After the first issue, it will be each person's decision.
It's got to have a name.
I know. For them. We are leading.
I love it.
I know that piece.
You play very well.
Not really.
You do.
Thanks.
You're lucky they let you keep your recorder.
I'd die if they took my recorder away.
I used to study the piano, but I was able to bring this. It's not a piano, but it's something.
I couldn't live without music.
And the hardest part is having to play everything from memory.
Maybe we could sort of help each other. Play together, teach each other?
I don't know.
Of course, I don't play very well yet.
You play beautifully.
No, you play beautifully.
Well, then it's settled. We both play beautifully.
I'm 12.
I'm 14. My name's Pavel Hoffman.
I know. I'm Gabriella.
Gabriella Vinterova. It's nice to officially meet you. Play something, anything.
Everything leans, like tottering, hunched old women. Every eye shines with a fixed waiting. And for the word when, you believe every bit of news you hear.
The buildings now are fuller, body smelling close to body.
And garrets scream for light for long, long hours.
This evening, I walked along the street of death. On one wagon, they were taking the dead away. Why have so many marches been drummed here? Why so many soldiers?
Then, a week after the end, everything will be empty here.
A hungry dove will peck for bread.
In the middle of the street will stand an empty, dirty hearse.
Terezin is full of beauty. You just have to look for it. Through you. With you, perhaps. I could put on blinders and see only life and art and love.
Let's play house. I'll be the mommy, and you'll be the daddy. And Anna will be the child.
No, I want to play my best meal. My best meal is chicken soup with roasted chicken and noodles and potatoes and...
No, we're playing house. Give mommy a big hug. That's a good girl. Now give daddy a hug before he goes to work.
Daddy's not going to work.
Why not?
I have a holiday.
Then you can play with the baby.
She can play by herself.
Well, If you're not going to the office and you won't play with our child, then you can help me with the housework.
Okay. But first, I want you to make me something to eat.
What would you like?
Chicken soup with roasted chicken and noodles and potatoes and...
Eric, you're not playing right.
I found it! I found the underground room. I met Bertold Ordner, the blind artist.
I don't believe it.
Oh, you can't imagine what that place is like. The stench hits you 5 minutes before you're even there. And the filth. Oh, there are no toilets, just holes. I didn't think I'd find it at first. No one would take me. They said that kids didn't belong there and they didn't want to be responsible. But finally, an old woman gave me directions. Only I got lost. There's hardly any light there. But then, Eva, he lives in a space that's, I don't know, 5 by 5? He sleeps on the dirt floor. You wouldn't think anything but an animal could exist there. But then, when your eyes finally adjust and you look around, the whole place is filled with these beautiful little sculptures. He makes them out of bits of wire and garbage that people bring him. He was so happy to speak to me.
Did you take notes?
No, it was too dark.
Do it now, before you forget anything.
I think Miroslav's newspaper is a good idea.
They're gonna get themselves killed.
If you were going to write an article, what would it be about?
I wouldn't.
I would write about us. Finding each other here, practicing our music in spite of everything.
Are we going to play or not?
I would want people to know about us.
I asked Bertold Ordner, "Do you wish you weren't blind?" He thought for a long moment before responding. Sometimes. But other times, I find my blindness to be a blessing. You don't need eyes to think. And when I concentrate, I can think myself away from this dirt and filth and travel to beautiful places.
It's going to be a wonderful article.
Have you finished your editorial?
Almost.
Can I play too?
I don't know.
He can be the older brother. Go take your sister for a ride in your wagon.
Where is it?
It's pretend. Don't you know anything?
Don't talk to our son that way. Now, you watch the children while I make dinner.
What are you doing?
Taking my sister for a ride in my wagon. It's just pretend, Elena.
I'm not Elena. I'm a Nazi soldier, and Jews don't get wagons.
It's just a game.
No, it isn't.
Why did you let them take away our son's wagon?
Why did my daddy let them take away my bicycle?
Because daddies are just daddies, but Nazis are the law.
I don't want to play anymore.
You ruined our game, Elena.
More and more, we have prisoners stealing food from each other. What can we say about these people? That they are hungry? We are all hungry, but we don't all become thieves. Shall we not blame them because Terezin drives them to do things they would never ordinarily do? But then, what about the people who risk their own lives to help others here? Yes, we do see examples of the most extreme selfishness, but we also see examples of the most extreme selflessness. And the truth is, neither is caused by Terezin. Both are the individuals' real faces coming through, stripped of their masks of social pretense.
Videm, Volume 1, Issue 1.
Videm! It's beautiful.
Tomorrow, I'm going to start bringing it to the other barracks.
That's too dangerous. You could get caught.
It's a chance I have to take.
I can write out some extra copies.
Me too.
She'll probably just mess it up.
We need all the help we can get.
I loved the article about the sculptor still creating art.
Isn't that what you said was important?
Yeah. Congratulations.
Maybe you could write an article about some of the musicians in the camp and the secret concerts.
I don't think so. Come on, Gabriella.
I want to write an article.
Me too.
About what?
I don't know.
We agreed not to put the little ones in danger.
We agreed after the first issue, it would be each person's decision.
Yana is not going to get involved.
That's not fair!
Yana.
I'll help you bring it to the other barracks.
We'll need more copies first.
I'll get Elena to start.
Be careful. What are those?
Nothing. Just drawings.
They're good.
You think?
Maybe you could do some for the newspaper.
Really?
Yeah.
This one's you, breaking down the walls of the camp.
Using words as my weapon.
You can have it.
Thanks.
I've done pictures of lots of the kids.
Have you shown them to them?
They'd only make fun of me.
They do that a lot, don't they?
This one here is Elena's house. You know how she's always missing it so much.
I think she'd like it.
You do?
A lot. But don't let any of the guards see these.
Don't worry. I've got a special hiding place.
Good.
Why can't I work on the newspaper?
Because I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Because you promised Mommy and Daddy.
And because I love you.
On a purple, sunshot evening, under white flowering chestnut trees, I stand, full of wonder at all that nature brings us every day. The world is abloom and seems to smile. I want to fly, but where? How high? If in barbed wire things can bloom, why couldn't I? I will not die.
It looks just like my house. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I described my mother to you really well, do you think you could draw a picture of her for me too?
Maybe.
My old house, now abandoned, stands in silence, stands asleep. So beautiful when filled with life, So beautiful a place to live. Abandoned now, rotting in silence. Tainted house, tainted time.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvasav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbos.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, melech ha'olam, hamatzi lechem min ha'aretz.
Twilight, only a dream-like whisper of prayers as day journeys to evening. Rustling of pages, a breath of prayers, a breeze. Sabbath.
Sabbath. Sabbath.
Sabbath. Sabbath. We have known such longing for centuries. We are waiting to find our home again. Toward a glimmer of light in the dark, dark night, we shall lead the way.
With our eyes open wide, we won't be denied. We shall lead the way.
Another day has gone for keeps into the bottomless pits of time. But in the ghetto, darkness too is kind to weary eyes which all day long have had to watch.
We shall lead the way. We pray for peace with all our might, but we're not afraid to fight. Our spirits are high, no more standing by. We shall lead the way. When the battle is done, we shall sing as one. We shall lead